Hey guys, Leontes here with Sterling Games, and I have a special video for you today. This is a tutorial video on how to play Codex card time strategy in Tabletopia. So I finally have this mod ready for you guys. This is like the browser developer version of the game. It's coming to Steam very soon. I know I keep saying soon, but I really do mean it this time. The game is pretty much ready to go. But I wanted to get you guys familiar with how Tabletopia works, the controls, how to move the camera around, how to manipulate cards and stuff. That way when you play Codex for the first time, you have an idea of how to play Codex, if you understand what I'm trying to say there. Codex is a complicated game. There's a lot of moving parts and a lot of discarding and drawing cards, so I'm going to kind of streamline that and show you guys how all that works and some of the modifications I've made to the board and to the tokens to make the game as non-fiddly and as easily played and less cluttered as I could make it. So let's kind of go over that now, and let's start with the camera controls. So I can zoom in with mouse wheel forward and back. If I hold right click, I can pivot the camera and change the angle. And then WASD, you can move the camera around like that. And also if you hold left click, you can do the same. So let's begin by building a codex. It's kind of the core of how the game is played in the first place. So the way I'm going to do that is by utilizing this binder zone here. And you'll see that there's a little eyeball on the top there. That means it's visible to all players in the game. If I press F, which is the hotkey to flip cards over, I will flip it over into this hidden area because you see that the eyeball has like a dash through it. So now only the blue player, which I'm player 1 and I'm blue, player 2 is the red player over there. Only blue player can see what's in this zone, and this is how I'm going to do my tech decisions and control my binder from behind the scenes. So let's build a codex. You guys know I like playing blue, so let's begin by grabbing some blue. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to grab one of these tech boards. Each of these boards is a single spec, so you can grab any specs you like and build your codex pretty easily. I'll begin by grabbing a truth, and when I move that over, you'll see there's another copy of truth underneath. This is important for if you're playing a blue mirror or someone else needs truth for their multicolor, or if you're playing against a player who isn't that familiar with truth and they need to see what cards are in the truth spec so that they can use that for reference. So that's why that's there. So I drag this down and I put it in my hidden zone. Drop the truth one there. I'll grab the peace one and bring that guy over there. And you know what? Let's not play mono blue. Let's grab finesse and let's bring that guy in there. So if you want a multicolor, you just grab the third spec that you like. It's upside down, so I'm going to press Q 2 times to flip it, 90 degrees and 90 degrees again. And I'm going to drop that in there. So now I have my 3 specs lined up and ready to go. Let's fix that a little bit. There we go. All right, so now I need to get my heroes in place. I'll grab Quince, put him in the hero spot there. Onimaru, drop him there. And then River, she's upside down, but she'll snap the right way when I drop her in the hero pile. No big deal. Let's go with the, I can play the blue starter or the neutral. Let's grab the neutral starter. And I'll grab that guy, flip that over. And I got to grab my starting deck. It's right here. I will hold shift and I'll drag a box with left click around those cards. See how the stack says 10? That's my 10 card starting deck. I'll hold left click to pick it up. Drag it over to my draw pile. Press Q 2 times to rotate it. Now that's all set. So we're pretty much ready to go. I just got to draw my my starting hand. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to hover my hand over the deck here, roll up the mouse wheel to where it says take 5, and then with left click I'm going to drag out and place these cards in my hand. The way I'm going to do that is by dragging them to the bottom of the screen. You'll see that when I do that, they kind of tuck down all together, and you see the screen turns a little bit blue, like a little blue light is coming out of the bottom there. So that shows I'm putting it in my hand. Once the cards are in my hand, I can then do whatever I want with my camera. The cards are just in my hand. And yeah, it's just kind of handy, I guess you'd say, that they're right there, no matter where I put the camera. So now we're pretty much ready to get started. So let's look at the board and see what modifications we've made to make this less cluttered and a little bit easier to play and not so reliant on having lots of tokens on the board and keeping it clean, so to speak. So looking at the worker pile, I have a little meeple here that you can use. It's a token that you can pick up and drop around and whatnot. But you can also left click it and manipulate it, and this is how you can track your workers. You can also roll the mouse wheel up and down to change them as well. And so I'll start the game with 4 workers and therefore 4 gold. This is also my gold counter. Same thing, I can left click it and add or subtract from it, but also roll the mouse wheel on it to manipulate that. So all right, it's the first turn, so let's do some plays here. I'll play Timely Messenger from my hand, so I'll just drag it out to the board, and I'll spend 1 gold to roll the mouse wheel down. I'll make a worker out of, let's say, Fruit Ninja here. So I flip him over with F, drop him in the pile. I can see that I have 5 workers here, but I'll use this little meeple counter to help me keep track of that. And to help my opponent know how many workers I have as well. That cost me a gold, so I roll that down. And so now let's make a hero. So I'm going to spend 2 gold to summon Onimaru, one of my favorite heroes. And I'll grab one of these hero level tokens. So just like this worker token and this gold token, this level token can be manipulated by clicking on it and changing the value on it. Or I can roll the mouse wheel. So I don't need a lot of little hero tokens on Onimaru to keep track of what level he is. So you only need 1 for each hero. So you only have 3 on your side of the board. Same thing goes for damage. If I need to put damage on Onimaru, I'll just drop one of these damage tokens on there, and then I can roll the mouse wheel to increase the value of that damage token, or left click it to manipulate it with these plus and minuses here. So that's how damage and hero levels work. The other counters are there. They're the same regular ones as before because it's just simpler to deal with plus and minus when you have cards like Drill Sergeant and Forest Favor, where you're just putting +1s on stuff and moving them around. So it just helps to have them just not be like this numerical, variable counter. So they'll stay the same. So that's pretty much that for my turn. Spent all my gold. Let's attack with Messenger first because he has haste, right? Press spacebar to zoom in on him, and you can see his stats and abilities. So I will, pick him up, or I'll just hover over him and press Q or E to rotate him to exhaust him. And he's going to attack the enemy base. So I'm not going to take a damage counter and put it on his base, though, because what we've done is we've made all the health values on the board variable counters as well. So the base, I'm just going to hover over, mouse wheel down, turn that to 19. Same thing goes for tech buildings. If I damage the tech building, if they had one in play, I would roll the mouse wheel down to hurt it, and that's how you keep track of that. Same thing for these the add-ons. You can, if you have a tower in play, you can also roll the health up and down on that if you're repairing or damaging those buildings. So again, no need for damage counters on your buildings anymore. You just use these variable tokens to control base health and tech building health. So try to make that as simple as we possibly could. Then going back to my side of the board, I'm going to patrol Onimaru, and the squad lead, he'll snap into place really nicely there. So to discard my hand, to cycle my hand at the end of the turn, I'm going to discard all the cards in my hand. And then I'm going to, this is the only fiddly thing. I'm trying to get this better. It's kind of a limitation of Tabletopia engine, but if you don't have a card in the discard pile already, you have to put one in there first. But what you can do here is you want to right click your hand and then click this select all button from the radial menu. Once you've done that, you grab all the cards in your hand and you're going to hover over your discard pile. You see how when I hover over it, it kind of turns red? So when I do that and it turns red and I let go, I'm going to make that into a stack. You see how when I hover over it, it says 3 there now. So now that's a stack of 3 cards. So that's how you get your cards in a nice pile in the discard. And then I'm going to hover over on my my draw pile here and then roll the mouse wheel up to where it says take 5, grab these, put them in my hand at the bottom, and then my opponent can take their turn. During their turn, I can go to my hidden zone and I can decide which cards I'm going to tech. Just for example's sake, I'm going to grab a Nimble Fencer, flip that guy over, and or that lady over, I should say, and wait for that to turn red, drop that on the top there. Flip over the an Overeager Cadet and put him on there as well. And that's how you tech. If you want to change your tech decision at the end of the turn, before your turn starts, you can just always pull them back. Anything you do in this hidden zone doesn't really matter. This is all kind of for you to keep track of your cards and what you've done. The opponent can't see it anyway, so you can make this place as much of a mess as you'd like. But it's really just there for you to see what you've teched and to give you a hidden pile to tech from. So once your turn starts again, you'll unexhaust all your guys, ready them all. And we'll go through another turn just for example's sake. I got 5 workers. We'll make 5 gold here. I'll spend 1 to make another worker out of Grand Falloon Flagbearer. So now I'm at 6 workers. I have 6, so I can build my Tech 1 building. I'll spend another gold to build that. So that's what the little building token's for. So now my Tech 1's in progress. We'll spend 2 gold on Older Brother. And I'll pay 1 gold to level Onimaru just for example's sake, and I'll just roll him up to level 2. And that's how the game's played. The functionality of the hero tokens and the health on the board itself and the damage token, that's kind of the main innovation that I have going here for the Tabletopia version of the game. So I hope you guys really enjoy how that works. But and the last thing, when you want to discard your whole hand, Again, you flip everything over, you click select all, and then you drag them over to the discard pile. If there's a card already there, you can just drop it right on top, make it a stack. I'll hold shift to make a pile, or to grab the whole pile, slide it over to the draw pile, let it go. And there isn't actually a hotkey yet for shuffling. So what you do is you right click the pile, and then there's this little shuffle in the radial. You left click that, it'll shuffle the deck. So I'm asking the Tabletopia guys if they can make us a shuffle button, because it's really going to help, right? Lots of discarding and shuffling in this game. So there's still some improvements that can be made to the engine that will make this play a little bit better. But that's all coming in time. So don't worry. I'm well aware of the minor issues that this mod does have. And then I'll draw 5. So I'll roll over, go to take 5, and draw that, put that down. There's my fencer that I teched in turn 1. And that's basically the way the game is played. Other things on the board, we got token cards are all on the side. I made sure there's plenty. There's like 6 soldiers so that opposing Onimarus can both max band. There's 20 stingers in case you ever get in a situation where both players playing future have where's Hive at? If there's a lot of hives on the table, there's enough stingers to go around. So there should be enough tokens for everything. There is one functionality that this mod doesn't have, or that Tabletopia itself doesn't have, that I've been stressing that we really, really need. And it's only going to come up in a couple matchups. But there's no way to search a deck for a card. And the reason why this is important is you're playing like, Garth. And you get Garth to max band. You have to, search your discard pile for a Tech 1 or Tech 2 unit and put it into play. There's no way to do that. You have to, go through your whole discard pile. And, you don't want your opponent to know what's in there. So you have to bring all the cards to your hidden zone. And then it's fiddly and it's bad. And they're working on that, though. I've stressed that that's important. And we need to get a, search this pile function on the radial menu. So hopefully that's a feature we'll have pretty soon. It's also important when you're playing, blue, and you want to use lawful search, and you need to, look at your opponent's discard pile. Same thing. So search this pile is really, really needed to make this mod as good as possible. But aside from that, I think we're in a pretty good place. I really like the variable hero level tokens, and the damage on the buildings and the damage tokens themselves are really, really useful to me. And the gold tracker and the meeple for workers. So that's basically how the game works on Tabletopia. So hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial, and your first playthrough of Codex on Tabletopia goes smoothly. Thanks again for watching. This is Leontes of Sterling Games. Look for this game on Tabletopia very, very soon. It's going to be in the premium section of the Tabletopia game. So a quick overview of how this is going to work. When Tabletopia is finally released, it's going to be free to play for the bronze membership. Think of Tabletopia as more of like a streaming service than a thing that you just purchased. So the bronze version of Tabletopia is free. It's going to have a lot of games on there, but there's going to be premium games on there like Codex and, Scythe and Terra Mystica. Those are going to be in the premium section, so you'll need a silver membership to play those. It's a $4.99 a month membership to do that. But what's the gold membership? That's the $9.99 tier. And if you are a gold member, what that lets you do is lets you host a premium game, and then a person who is a bronze tier can join your game. So if you have friends who you want to try to get into Codex, but who just have the free version of Tabletopia, you can still play it with them as long as you are a gold member. But all silver members who are pledging at the $4.99 level for the Tabletopia service will be able to play Codex on there very soon, so keep an eye out for that. Tabletopia itself is an early access, so that's on Steam. It's $9.99. Buying it early will get you access of all the premium stuff until the game is finally released. I don't know the release window for Tabletopia, so once Codex is on there, buying the early access version of it will give you access to Codex then. And once the game is released, you will get 1 free month of the gold membership. So it'll get you an extra 30 days of playing the premium games on there. So that's kind of how the pay model works. So if you guys have any questions for me, or if you have any suggestions on how to make this mod even better, let me know. Go to the sterlinggames.com forum and go into the Codex forum. I'll make a thread about this particular mod there, and you guys can post your suggestions, post your comments and concerns and ways that we can improve it, because this is a living mod. All I have to do is to send an email to the Tabletopia guys, and if we have a thing that can be easily done within the confines of their engine, we can get that done and make this game as good as we possibly can. So thanks for watching. Hope this tutorial helps you guys out, and I hope to see you guys playing Codex on Tabletopia very soon. I'm Leontes again. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.